Of ontology, yeah.
What?
Being.
Oh, right.
You know, sorry. Yeah, see again, the rough way that Habermas does it is he thinks of the world in three parts. You know, you have your technical stuff where we use reason to do things, build bridges, make dams. And then we have our artistic part, and then we have our communal living together, you know, in the city or in the village part of our life. And when this tells us, all right, we will now construct society rationally, like organizations, unless, you know, when you try to rationalize an organization and impose scientific methodologies, Frederick Taylor and Skinner behaviorists, we're going to run this world scientifically, you end up with 1984, Brave New World, you end up with dystopias where human has been truncated, you know. And then if you move into art, you try to scientifically construct art and dance and theater, you know, you lose something. There's something that transcends this. So Habermas wants to push it back and say, you know, go back into your proper sphere and stay out of this. So so to some degree the psychologist it pushes this a little bit in that sense. The psychologist pushes instrumental rationality into the communal life.
How does like phenomenological apply like practically, like where
practically
like to an organization or something, like how would they apply practically?
Well, if I'm part of I'm part of this dialogue process for a national church organization that's arguing about sexuality issues. So we have an organization where there are people that have about 20 different views on things. So what do we do with that? Well, we can decide to have a vote at a meeting and see who can get the most people there and impose one solution, or we can engage in a dialogic practice to where we see if there's encounters and understandings with other people, if there are new ways to live together that we don't even know we don't know yet.
So it's more kind of like finding that kind of like we were saying before with like just like finding that compromise.
Well, it's more like believing in the possibility of that something will happen when people encounter authentically the other. And we don't know what that would look like, but the phenomenology says that's okay because you may discover something new.
Here's the thing, I think both parties, like as you said, 20 different people with 20 different views on sexuality and such. One person has to, the other person that you're talking with has to be willing to accept and understand what the other person's views are. Not necessarily agree.
That's right.
Being open to understand it. And
right.
I think that's the hardest part in all of it.
Yeah. So when we facilitate a group of 40 people in a room, we say in the beginning, we lay down the ground rules of the communication. We said, this is not debate. This is not even discussion. This is a form of conversation in which your goal is to understand the other. Not to change them, not to challenge them, not to correct them, but to understand. And that's all we're asking here. You know, and so you get into the process and someone starts saying, well, that's wrong. You have to say, stop the process. That belongs somewhere else. That belongs in a debate or a discussion. But this is not that. So yeah, so people have to be willing. And a lot of people can't do it. You know, they're angry, so they can't do it. But you know, what else do we have? I mean, where else are we going to go? You know, we can just all get guns and shoot each other. You know, that's not working too good. So let's try talking. Yeah, Gloria.
No, I
just wanted to say that what Joe said actually is one of the key aspects of phenomenology and perception of the other, right? I mean, being able to negate your own experience and maybe leave room for some doubt regarding your own experience and see if maybe some other experience is more plausible. And
well, it's possible that you will negate or change, but it is not implicit in dialogue.
no,
Right, because there is respect for the other.
Exactly.
Right, so yeah, but I may see something new. Right.
That openness.
Right. Yeah, we've had that. I mean, in these things we're doing, we have people who go away saying, I haven't changed my mind about these other people, both ways or multiple ways, but I'm not quite as hostile anymore to this person, or I don't feel as threatened by them. So, what's that? Well, I don't know, but it's better than not, you know.
Wasn't this just that example that you told us about the two?
That was invitational rhetoric.
But that was just about
Foss's
the same,
book.
Right?
Foss's book.
Yes, exactly.
Foss's article on invitational rhetoric. Yeah, she calls it a rhetoric.
Yes. So they overlap again. I mean,
Yeah.
of course.
Right. I would think, I almost want to say to her, why don't you just become a phenomenologist and do dialogue work? You know, and why is there no dialogue books in your bibliography? But, you know, it's all right.
So I'm really interested in this group that you're talking about. I was looking at the exercises at the end of the chapter, and the first thing they said was, okay, can you understand the other person's argument? And then the second step was, can you actually fully, completely articulate the other person's argument? So would that sort of, is that implicit in the work? I mean, not to get away from class, but as a sort of a concrete example.
Yeah, the articulation is the goal. I mean, someone and I, we were talking about this, right, in the reflection. And you encounter a difference, and then that's the point at which decision takes place. Am I going to conquer the difference? Am I going to persuade the difference? Or am I going to try to understand the difference? And I understand the difference by trying to be able to, through a circle or a dialectic, being able to articulate in my language and my terms and my framework an expression that you accept as reflective of what you are saying. So, Lori?
That's what I did my journal on, was tactic, but I still don't know how to go beyond.
How to go beyond. Well, we can do an example here. We'll do an example.
Well, I kind of did, but then you said I got to one limit. I didn't go
I think so. I think you did.
And I'm like, how do I go there then?
Well, we could do an example. I was thinking about this because I have not the appreciation of theater that some of you do. You're in theater, Jeff's in theater. And so we might have we could try doing this. I don't know how two of us can do it, but I would say I have trouble attending theater because I'm involved in people's lives so much all day long. I can't deal with the flood of emotion that comes out of theater because I'm dealing with people's emotions all day long. I have drama all day long. I don't need it on a stage, and I literally can't stand it.
Do you like movies?
What's that? No, not too many movies.
Puppet shows, maybe you should start small, right?
But so I can say that to you, and I can say to you, what does theater do for you? And I can ask you that as a being who doesn't understand what it does. So let's try this. So you